So I just wanted to talk about Madam Web here because I just saw the movie, and yeah, I just want to give my raw thoughts on it before I like sit here and try to think too much. But the first question, and I'm sure I'm gonna take my glasses off here. The first question and the biggest question that I think a lot of people are gonna be wondering is this movie as bad as everybody says it is? And kinda, it's not good. I found it more boring than anything. But so where do I start? So I guess I'll just start with like the actors themselves because I think that was one of the biggest parts that people had issues with. But I really was not a fan of Dakota Johnson. And it's weird because I've never really seen her in too much, but I don't think she's that bad. It's just that she just didn't seem interested. She seemed very disinterested. And that was one of the biggest things, is that most of the characters in this show seemed really disinterested. I don't really know why. I mean, it could be just kind of whatever, but a lot of them felt very disinterested, like they didn't really want to be there. And that was really disheartening because as someone who's watching it, I felt like I could feel that, you know. The Dakota Johnson, who played Madam Web, felt like she didn't want to be there. The three girls that she's like following around, felt like they didn't want to be there. The villain was terrible. Terrible. Holy shit. But even like the side characters, like Ben Parker is in this, didn't want to be there. So a lot of these characters just didn't want to be there, or actors just didn't want to be there, and it felt like it. You know, I was actually, as I was watching this, I would just look at my phone because I was just so bored and I was just so disinterested. Now, starting off, I'm going to start with the villain. I want to actually talk about the villain. So, Ezekiel Sims is not good. He feels so much more like a cartoony villain. Like, you ever watch, like, Venom 2? And, like, Cletus was, like, over the top and kind of zany and just felt very cartoonish. That's what Ezekiel Sims felt like, but with none of like the over the top kind of loony and funniness. Not saying like Venom 2 is a good movie, but you know what I mean. A lot of his lines were just terrible. You know, they were very much like, I will destroy them. I have to kill them. I've built everything and they're gonna tear it all down. And I'm like, but I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you built. I don't know anything about any stuff that you were working on. All I knew is that you were a security guard pretty much for Madam Web's mom. That's it. It wasn't very enjoyable. His spider powers were just nothing that you haven't seen before, except for he can touch people and inject them with poison. So it's just, there's really nothing much to him. He was really just, I don't even want to call it cookie cutter, just bad, not fun. It was just really not fun. But same with Dakota Johnson. Like, Dakota Johnson's character is just not interesting. It doesn't help that Dakota Johnson just plays her like she's just felt so boring. And I know Dakota Johnson is better than that. But it just felt like so disinteresting. She didn't want to be there. So you just kind of phoned it in, you know? On top of that too, the three girls, Sydney Sweeney, and because that's who they hyped up. They hyped up Sydney Sweeney. And the other two girls that are with her, I don't know. Like, they kind of give their little sob story towards the end of it, but you don't really care. Like, they just don't really do anything. And the time that's spent in the suit, like in their suits, is like 2-3 minutes of the whole fucking movie. So I know that, you know, some people could say it's like an origin story. But still, it's just not, it doesn't mean it's a good origin story. It's still very boring. And not really, I didn't find it very enjoyable at all. The fact that Ezekiel Sims really just gets beat by getting hit by a car. He gets hit by a car twice. And for someone who is supposed to have like spider sense as well, because they even bring that up, and he gets smoked by a car twice? Bruh. Like, so do you have do you have like spider sense or don't you? On top of that, I think one of the funniest parts is that Dakota Johnson's character is like, oh, I have to figure out my past, blah, blah, blah. So she just, like, fucks off to, like, I think it's Peru, where her mom was. She just, like, heads off over there. Okay, bye. And the villain was just like, no, it's cool. I'll wait for you to get back. Like, then she goes there, has a whole Doctor Strange premonition, and then comes back and immediately knows how to use all her powers. Like, it's just one of those movies where it was just not a fun time. You know, acting wise, like I said, it wasn't that great. Special effects wise, it was fine. A lot of explosions towards the end. And they threw the whole thing with, like, either they have Ben Parker in there along with Ben's sister-in-law that I can't think of the name of, just Ben's sister-in-law, and obviously she's pregnant. Obviously she's pregnant with Peter, you know, but they can't say Peter, so they just keep saying other names, or that's just, this baby's just amazing, blah blah blah, but they don't want to say the name of it, probably for legal reasons, but it is kind of what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Overall, this movie is pretty much just kind of a dud. If you can get this movie for free, don't watch it. So that's all I got to say for this. This was pretty fucking trash. Yeah, it sucked. So, what do you guys think? Have you watched it? Have you not watched it? Sorry that I feel so disinterested, but I feel like I'm still more interested than the actors were. Let me know. Comment below. All the good jazz. Alright. As all being said, I'm Taylor from AfrofishOG, and I'll catch y'all in a better video.